Well, this is a bag of Bentonite Clay, and it's the type of sodium Bentonite Clay. Some people say that you want to use the calcium Bentonite Clay, but I'm using the sodium. It does say it's food grade, therapeutic, and all that type of stuff. And I actually have a bag of this. This is supposedly for external use, but according to a lot of people online, they use it internally too. It is generally recognized as safe to consume. That's just one of the FDA's things out there. Grass, they call it generally recognized as safe. Not necessarily food grade per se, but safe. Now, one of the things I was thinking about with this, I do take trace minerals sometimes, but this is probably a far cheaper way to take trace minerals. I think you could take trace minerals through pure molasses, trace minerals through your own home garden grown food, which is maybe you put fireplace ashes on your home grown garden food, and you'll get trace minerals that way. But this is probably the cheapest way to get trace minerals, and there's like over 70 trace minerals out there that are essential. The thing is with these clays, you really don't know exactly what's in them as far as the mineral content. Some might have more magnesium, some might have more iron or whatever, some might have more calcium. And, but the thing is, well, many times when you're getting supplements, like when they talk about magnesium oxide is garbage. Your body's not going to absorb that. You want magnesium citrate. Now, magnesium that's found in the clay is going to be absorbed in the body because it's all natural. Now, from my understanding, is that minerals that are natural will not be detoxed out of the body, because actually I have 3 methods here for detoxification. Now, I did know about activated charcoal for a long time, and I got, I don't know, several dozens of these bottles like this. Probably not the most inexpensive way to buy them, but they're sealed, and charcoal is also sealed inside a capsule. So that's the one caveat of charcoal. If you have a bag of charcoal, if you don't have it sealed, it's going to absorb whatever's in the air, the ambient air, and it's not going to be as powerful because it's going to absorb whatever's, if your bag isn't sealed well. This, I would say, if it's sealed into this, plus the wrapper, plus inside the capsule, this should last many years. I got loads of that stuff. I'm actually going to flip around in this video in some subjects. It's really basically about the Bentonite Clay, Bentonite Clay, excuse me. But this is the thing I'm probably going to take every day for sure. I'm also going to take the diatomaceous earth, but I'm not going to take the activated charcoal. And I know people have talked about the C60 and olive oil, which is spherical, which is not activated. But I actually saw studies way back that showed 30 to 90% more longevity on rats with just regular activated charcoal. Activated charcoal is pretty strong, so maybe you don't want to take it every single day. But I have been taking it off and on too. But what I'm going to take every single day is this stuff and some of that too. The advantage is all of these are detoxification agents. Now, like I said, I did know about the activated charcoal for like radiation detox, chemical detox, but what I always used to concentrate more on was the vitamin side of detoxification, like vitamin C. Vitamin C is a great detoxifier because it's an electron donor. It'll make toxins inert. Niacin, true niacin, nicotinic acid, will pull out toxins from fats. And also a good multivitamin like this. Probably not the best one in the world, but the best value in the world, in my opinion. It's not bad vitamins at all. Far better than most of the stuff that's out there in the retail stores. You usually don't find the one out there that's Nature's Way Alive that's three doses a day. Even in the retail stores, you see their cheaper versions. So that's the max 3 daily multivitamin, max potency. Sometimes I take 5 or 6 of those a day instead of 3. Now, I don't know if that's good or not, but I rotate things. I don't really do the same exact thing every single day. Now this is for external use, which could be very good for skin, for pulling off toxins and things, which I am not into that. A lot of women would be doing that for like facials, masks, and things like that. You've seen those. This is really designed for external use, but a lot of people have taken it internally. I saw the reviews on it, and I'm taking it internally. I'm probably going to use this up, then go into this for next, but basically the same thing. And Wyoming is one of the areas where the bentonite clay is found. It's deep mined. It's not going to have microbes in it or anything like that. Now, the one thing, the advantage of this, let's see, if you're talking about, these are negatively charged when the water's added to it. That's negatively charged, the diatomaceous earth, and the activated charcoal is negatively charged. Now, where I picked up on just recently, when I always knew about activated charcoal that can detox chemicals and radiation and poisons, and it also food poisoning and a lot of bad things in your body. But when I picked up on it that it was negatively charged, it related, I associated with other things I knew, that microbes are generally positively charged, the bad ones are anyway, and toxins are positively charged. So this grabs them like a magnet. This is a powerful stuff. You really don't want to do that every day. You want to rotate. I was thinking of doing 3 or 4 days on, 3 or 4 days off per week. But I have no problem doing this every day, and even that. This is better at knocking out parasites, especially in the early stages. But you got to make sure you get 100% pure food grade, because diatomaceous earth is also industrial grade, which is too sharp, and it can, cause problems when your humans are consuming it, because of irritation in the GI, gastrointestinal tract. But this clay, the thing is, this contains a lot of silica, and that's another advantage to it. Silica helps with build collagen, which also vitamin C is, and believe it or not, vitamin C, along with NAC and garlic's another detoxifier in a lot of ways, blood purifier. They're cheap. These things are cheap. But I'm using this like on everything, the clay and the diatomaceous earth, and I'm actually drinking the clay here. I don't really have it real super strong, but it's in there. And the advantage of the clay is, besides, again, all three of these are negatively charged, so they attract the bad toxins and they attract the bad microbes and they excrete them. But then this remineralizes the body. Now, you don't know exactly what minerals are exactly, because nothing's going to be 100% tested. In other words, they got some standards that it's generally recognized as safe for consuming. But the thing is, most of the time when you're getting any of these vitamins, any of these minerals in supplements, they're of the type that don't absorb. As a matter of fact, like when you get like breakfast cereals, it's iron oxide. They just chop up really fine iron. You do not absorb that stuff. So if there's even like a minimal amount of iron in here, it's just like a minimal amount of iron might be found in molasses, that you put on food. It's going to be utilized by the body. So whatever's in here is going to be utilized by the body. Even if you don't get the exact recommended daily allowance of a particular mineral, it's going to be better than getting the recommended daily allowance of a mineral in a pill that is of a form that does not get utilized by the body and gets excreted. That's usually the case when you're buying supplements, unless you go for the really high-end supplements, and they're a lot of money. And when you're looking at the price of something like this, I forgot what this was. I think it was only like $11 for this bag, and I don't know, $15 for this bag or something. And I don't even think maybe this was under $10. I don't know. But it's going to last like a long time. This will probably last me a year, easy. And I give it to, what I usually do too for my cats. A lot of times I give my cats some of this in their food. I've been doing this every day now since I got this stuff. And I figure if they got any kind of parasites or worms or anything like that, or start growing inside their system, It's going to purge them out. Now again, this has a lot of silica, which is good for hair, skin, and nails, but not just hair, skin, and nails. It's good for skin because it's good for the collagen. But collagen goes through every part of your body. It's all the connective tissue in the body. Now, a lot of these clays have silica in it too, in various amounts. That's the thing. You don't know 100% exactly what's in the clay as far, but don't put that off. Don't let that put you off about buying it, because I looked at some of these recent studies, and I'm not a fan of the FDA, but the FDA has tested a lot of these supplements coming from that are sold. I'm not even going to mention the stores' names, but the big box retail stores. And most of the supplements they practically all the supplements they tested didn't contain anything that they were labeled on the ingredient as. And that's probably because they played the old switcheroo. They probably went to some big supplier overseas, and they showed them a sample, then they had to test it, and then when they actually freaking got the made order in with the big production, it had nothing to do with the sample that the big box stores tested. So, but at least this, it contains most of or all of the minerals that you need, your body's needs. And it's also, when the water's added, it's negatively charged, so it's going to attract bad microbes, bad toxins, and pull them out of the body. Now, something like this is going to really pull out toxins out of the body, even out of the bloodstream. But, if you're taking this, to me, this is like the strongest method. And maybe that's why they like the C60 olive, that's, in olive oil, because C60 is not activated. It's more mild. It's in olive oil, so maybe it gets throughout your body a little bit better. But I look at the price of that stuff, $50 for a little thing like that, and I look at like something like this, I don't know, $15 for this thing, probably lasts you 2 years. I'm like, whatever. And activated charcoal doesn't contain silica. Activated charcoal doesn't contain. Everything's got its advantages and disadvantages. Activated charcoal doesn't contain silica to improve your hair, skin, and nails, and collagen. Collagen is all your muscles, all your connective tissue, your veins, your arteries, everything. Everything, collagen is all throughout your body. So the silica is very good to take. That's the diatomaceous earth, right? But when you're talking about activated charcoal, it doesn't have the silica. So, but it's more powerful as far as pulling out toxins. And this stuff is actually more powerful in pulling out toxins than the C60. C60 spherical, non-activated, So, I mean, I'm looking at the price. The price, actually, if I was going to take only one thing of one of these three, I'd probably take the clay. I think that would be the best, because the clay is going to have silica in it. Maybe not as much as the diatomaceous earth. It's not going to have it's going to take out some of the parasites, not as much as the diatomaceous earth. But then, it's milder, so you could take it every day. This you'd have no problem taking every day. And, I've been reading a lot as to, don't take this when you're taking vitamins. Don't take this when you're taking supplements. Don't take, I think, well, let me put it this way. I would see where the activated charcoal, even though it's negatively charged, and the good minerals and good vitamins are negatively charged, they should be repelling each other. But some of the good minerals and good microbes and good vitamins could be purged out of the body along with the bad stuff. Generally speaking, it's going to nail the bad stuff mainly because it's negatively charged and the bad stuff is positively charged. But being that it's such a good entrapper of everything, it's going to take out some of the good stuff. But this stuff is not going to do that like that. That's going to add silica. It's going to really work against parasites. And you got to remember, parasites carry viruses. They carry other microbes. As a matter of fact, like you have a larger microbe, I know sometimes you could see them with the naked eye. They might contain bacteria, and then inside the bacteria they contain viruses. So sometimes even when you're removing these parasites, you might be releasing other things because they got nowhere to go. So you might feel a detoxification effect that way, possibly. But normally you're not going to. This is the mildest of all of them, and it adds minerals, and depending on, you're not going to know because it's not going to say on the bag how much silica is in here, but it's going to have some. It's going to have some iron, it's going to have some magnesium, and it's going to have a good mix of trace minerals. But whatever it has in here, your body's going to be able to use, unlike what happens in, vitamin pills. I don't want to mention any names, but in this stuff, I'm taking this orally. It says it's for external use, I think. And no expiration, which is true. Just keep the bag this is a double sealed bag. This is the color of the stuff. It's in 2 plastic bags, heavy plastic bags, but that's the color of it. If you get this stuff and it's white, you don't have the real stuff. It's got a little bit of a color. It's a little bit richer color than this because you're looking at it through plastic. But this is the real stuff. This is the real stuff. And, external use only, but people have been taking that internally. It's generally recognized as safe. And like I said, I'll probably, I'm going to go into this after I use that. But people have been taking this internally too. But I look at this as the cheapest insurance you got, really, because, I'm going to have to go back to that axiom that somebody said, that really just rang the bell of truth to me. Detoxification is even more important than nutrification. So, you're trying to add, I'm always trying to add the best ingredients, but, oh God, I know I'm getting a lot of garbage because no matter what you buy in the supermarket today, it contains all these different things that you can't pronounce on the back of the ingredients label. So you want to get rid of that stuff. I noticed when I first started taking the activated charcoal in great amounts, whoa, energy levels went way the hell up. Whoa, really great amount. But I don't really want to do the activated charcoal every single day. It's going to be an on and off thing, but this would be the one you really want. Made in the United States, look at that. So, fossil power. But a lot of people also say you want the calcium bentonite clay, not the sodium. But, and this is also Montemorillonite, whatever that is. That's a place in France where this originally was discovered. It's supposed to be of that type. And after that vein ran out many years ago, they found other places where it could be mined. This would be a good product, though. But, they're all coming from the same place. I mean, they're all coming from Wyoming area, South Dakota, in that area. They're mined all about the same place in the United States where this clay is coming from. And the United States actually is one of the biggest producers of this stuff. Now, the industrial use of this stuff is for, it's like a slurry mixture for well drilling. And, to keep the sides of the well from collapsing and stuff. It actually has a lot of industrial uses, but I guess that puts people off about taking it. But do whatever you want. I know I'm taking this from now on because the price is astronomically good for what you're getting out of it. It does have the negatively charged part where it's going to attract bad things. And it's going to help the body excrete them. Not as strong as the activated charcoal, but then it's adding minerals. So, this won't work as good as against the parasites as the diatomaceous earth, but it's still going to work against parasites, even though, and also activated charcoal will work against parasites. But, it's milder. It's milder, and it's adding, a whole array of different minerals that your body can use. So, that's the ticket right there. So anyway, call it Rebel Health because we got your Rebel. It's a Rebel flag. Ah! Anyway, that's what we call it, Rebel Health. Anyway, but that's the thing. Is it worth it for the money? Oh yeah, in my opinion, definitely.